During the call, President El-Sisi and Malaysian Prime Minister discussed means of boosting joint cooperation between the two countries in light of the historical ties binding the two nations. The call also tackled the efforts of cooperation in the fields of culture, tourism and education. This is in addition to enhancing economic relations, trade exchange, and increasing joint investments in the fields of energy, communication, information technology, oil manufacturing, and other fields. Visions were also exchanged on most prominent regional and international issues of mutual concern, means of achieving security and stability in the Middle East, and on the international level, in light of what the world is witnessing great challenges. Both sides also stressed the importance of continuing coordination on the international arenas in dealing with different issues, among them combating terrorism and extremism on all levels. For his part, Malaysian Prime Minister hailed Egypt's role in the field of combating terrorism, appreciating the great value of Al-Azhar and Islamic institutions in Egypt and their leading role. Qatar's Emir Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani on Monday met with Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli, who is leading a high-level delegation on a visit to Doha. Madbouli's official visit is made upon an invitation from the Qatari Prime Minister Khalid bin Khalifa bin Abdulaziz. The visit is part of keenness by both countries to enhance bilateral relations. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli with his Qatari counterpart held talks on over boosting cooperation between Egypt and Qatar in all fields. The Prime Minister is accompanied by a delegation comprising the Minister of Planning and Economic Development, as well as Ministers of Health, Finance, Trade and Industry, together with the head of the Suez Canal's Economic Authority. The Egyptian delegation is also scheduled to hold meetings with representatives of Qatari Business Association as well as Qatari Trade and Industry Chamber. These meetings will discuss available opportunities to increase Qatari investments in Egypt and to double the volume of trade exchange between both countries. Ahead of Prime Minister Madbouli's talks with his Qatari counterpart, an official reception ceremony was delivered to the Prime Minister at the premises of the Qatari cabinet in Doha. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry arrived at Adana International Airport in Turkey, where he was received by Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu. Earlier, Foreign Minister Shoukry visited Damascus early on Monday in another sign of warming ties between President Bashar al-Assad and Arab states. Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry arrived in Adana Airport in Turkey, where he was received by Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu. Shoukry was accompanied by his Turkish counterpart on a plan to Mersin port to receive the sixth cargo of Egyptian aid offered to Turkey. Earlier, Foreign Minister Shoukry visited Damascus early on Monday in another sign of warming ties between President Bashar al-Assad and Arab states. Shoukry met Syrian President Bashar al-Assad after being received by his Syrian counterpart Faisal Maqdad at Damascus airport. Shoukry also spoke with his Syrian counterpart. He promised al-Assad to deliver more aid to the earthquake-hit country. After meeting Assad and also his Syrian counterpart, Shoukry told the media that Egypt has thus far sent 1,500 tons of humanitarian aid, and it will continue to provide whatever humanitarian aid it can. The trip aims to show solidarity with the two countries and their brotherly people after the devastating earthquakes that hit Syria and Turkey earlier this month. President El-Sisi spoke with Assad over the phone on less than 48 hours after the earthquake hit Syria and Turkey. He also spoke with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The earthquake killed more than 5,900 people in Syria, the bulk of them in the rebel-held northwestern Turkey. The death toll stands at more than 44,000. An earthquake shook southeast Turkey on Monday, killing one person, injuring 69 and causing some buildings to collapse. Turkey has arrested 184 suspected of complicity in the collapse of buildings in this month's earthquake, and investigations are widening. A 5.6 magnitude earthquake hit eastern Turkey on Monday, killing one person and wounding dozens others.